Morning everybody. I'm just going to do a quick demonstration on how to clean brushes. There are many different ways to clean your brushes, including sort of homemade recipes. Just having a slurp of coffee. So I collect these little tins to clean my brushes in. They're really useful. I've also got my cardboard brush dryer, which I made in a previous tutorial. Have a look at it. Don't forget to subscribe and like these films, and I hope this helps. So we have got vinegar and lemon. Okay, so normal cider, white cider vinegar, and you use it 2 to 1, so 2 parts water, 1 part vinegar. So we've got some in there just like this, and I've added a little bit of lemon into it to stop the brushes from smelling of vinegar. So I just cut a lemon and I've just squeezed a couple of drops into there like that. And I'm just going to take a brush and dip the brush into the cleaner, and then after that you can just give it a rinse in water, and then take a rag and just dry the brush slightly and bring it to a point like so, and then pop it onto your brush dryer. The reason why we have this is to keep the brush off any surface, and also to give good air circulation so the brush dries evenly, and it needs to be flat. Don't dry your brushes standing up or like that, because they will separate at the top. So just, if you want to make yourself one of these, or if you've got a brush stand already made, then use those to dry your brushes with. The second one is just normal soap. So I've got some Pears soap here, which is an old bar, which I tend to steal once they get to this sort of stage, and just hold it in your hand and just massage the brush into the soap like so. And then once you've got enough soap on, you can take it to one of these containers and just give it a good rub. If you've got paint on your brush, then it will come out in here, but my brushes are reasonably clean, so you might not see too much residue coming off of them. And then once you've done that, just rinse it out in some water. Give it a good rinse out, cold water. Dry it off using a rag, and you can see that this brush has got some splits on it like so. So the only way to get that back in, well, there are several ways to get that back together, is if one of the tips that I have learnt over the years is to take a bit of cling film and just roll your brush in the cling film like so, nice and tight, and then just leave that to dry, and hopefully by the time you've finished that should be nice and straight. So leave it again on your brush holder to dry. Okay, so here you can see I've done a few others, just nice and tight. This is a fan brush, so just slip that off. I only did this a moment ago, so I've still got a stray hair there. So again, just clean your brush off, use your cling film. So with the fan, because you want it to be a fan shape, you mustn't squeeze it too tight, but you want to make sure that that hair goes back in. So again, just fold it like so, and then leave it to dry. Okay, so we've had normal soap and vinegar and lemon juice. You can use baby shampoo, you can use olive oil. So I've got some olive oil here. Olive oil is really good because what it does is it conditions your brush for you. So again, once you've given it a little bit of a wash in the water, just put it into the olive oil massage it round like this. So this is doing two jobs. It's antibacterial, which is great, olive oil. So it really gives your brushes a good clean, but it also conditions them. So once you've done that, just wipe off the excess onto the side of your tin, and then just put it into one of the old tin containers that have got some soap residue in there, and just give it a massage into the soap. And this is just to get rid of the oil. You can leave your brush in the olive oil for overnight even, to give it a really extra strong condition, and that'll do it a lot of good. And then just again wash it off in your water. Now make sure that you give this brush, this type of brush, which is a watercolour brush, or anything that's dense like the Chinese brushes or the wash brushes, give them a couple of washes in the soap so that you make sure that all the olive oil is gone from inside here. Okay, so really sort of press it. Don't press it too hard, you don't want to damage your brush, but make sure that that oil is gone. You don't want any oil in your watercolours. Doesn't matter so much with the acrylics or the oils, but again, give it a wipe off on an old bit of cloth or paper towel, pinch it together into a point, and then leave it to dry. Okay, so this is a Chinese brush. You can see this is really dense. What have we not done? We've done olive oil. You can mix olive oil and shampoo together and do the job at the same time. We've talked about the vinegar. You can use professional brush cleaner, which is what this is. So again, you just dip your brush in a little bit of water and then just massage it into the professional brush cleaner. This is quite expensive. It's like 4 or 5 quid for a bar. But people do really like it. It really does get everything out of your brushes. So again, I've got a pot here. I've just picked up some of the soap. I've got some pot here with some of the old soap in it, and I'm just going to rub that around in there like that. Really clean it off. Make sure you get right into the middle of these brushes. Get all the dirt off, and then into clean water again. Give it a good swish around, scrape it off on the side, wipe it off on a clean rag, pinch it together using your hands, or like I said, if you've got any really difficult bits sticking out, then use a bit of cling film just to wrap it up. Don't use masking tape or any kind of tape, because obviously that's got glue on it. Okay, so that doesn't want to come to a point. Maybe it just needs a bit more water. Coming to a point of some kind. There we go. Okay, so like that, and then leave it to dry. So we've got professional brush cleaner, we've got normal hand soap, we've got olive oil, we've got vinegar and lemon juice, we've got you can use baby shampoo, you can use hair shampoo. There's probably other things you can use as well, but I don't know about those. So the only other point to make is if you're using oil paint, so this applies to acrylic. If you've got acrylic paint dried onto your brush and it's gone hard, the only option for you to do is to soak the end in warm water with some cleaner in it. So whatever cleaner you want to use, but warm water. But don't take the warm water up here or here, because this will distort your brushes. And if it goes here, there's glue in here, so it will melt the glue. So don't do that. Just take the water up to there and soak it and see if it works. If it doesn't work, then you can try white spirit, which is what you use to clean oil brushes with. So a little drop of white spirit in your tin and dip your brushes into it and give it a massage. Leave it if you need to, let it absorb into the hair and see if that works. And if it doesn't work and it's still rock hard, then I'm afraid you're going to have to throw it away. But if it does work, then white spirit, and then follow the cleaning methods that we've used here. So into your white spirit, wipe it off in some water, into some soap, wipe it off in some water, clean it off with a rag and leave it to stand. But before you do that, if you use acrylic paint or oil paint, the best thing to do is to take a rag and actually rub off the majority of the paint off your brush onto a rag. That will save you an awful lot of money on cleaning materials, and also stop the paint from going down, the residue paint from going down the sink when you wash your containers out, which is not good for the environment. So please wipe off any excess paint. Obviously use as much of the paint on your painting as possible, and then whatever's left on your brush, give it a wipe. You can see some here that I wiped off earlier. Give it a wipe off and then follow the brush cleaning instructions. Okay, hope that's helped. Have a go and give your brushes a spring clean. Sorry, the last thing to say is, if you want to, you can, once you've finished cleaning your brushes, is you can apply some conditioner to them. Let them stand in conditioner, and that also will give them a nice soft, restore the softness. Okay, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comments. If you've got any ideas on brushes, cleaning brushes that I don't know about, please share them. That would be great. Okay, cheers, bye.